the ocean of robot parts. It's too much for one guy, too much for me. And I've learned how to turn every morsel into something valuable. I need to grow, and I need to share it with you guys. You guys have been really supporting, and you know, this thing is so much bigger than me. I really want to. I also need help, and I want to share it. You know, if you don't really have a life to share with someone, it's, you know, it's not really. It's very difficult to have motivation. So I should say that. So we have several pieces of large equipment. I was talking to George Campos of Lord of Bass, and he just doesn't have room for all this stuff. I'm sure he has the money, but he doesn't have the room. So, but one of the ideas that I've come up with, this is the other magnetizer. This one I'd love to keep for the R&D labs, because there's several augmentations that I can do to it. But the idea is this. So I think I need about 60 grand to really do this right, which is basically containerize and inventory everything, and then move to a different location that is cheaper, so that I just have offices and a small workshop, which can basically be like a 70s track home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath sort of thing, the way that I was before. But this time I would have at least 3 or 4 containers full of speaker parts. I'd rather have a warehouse actually, but we'll see. Look at those. I'm making the larger quad stack, the new quad stack, I should say, out of these guys. It's just junk, right? Otherwise it's just a 2.5-inch motor. But after I get done with it, it's fucking awesome, like a 3K monster. So anyways, so the idea that I have is to basically, I don't want to say franchise. I don't want to use that word, but territories of distribution. So if, you know, we divide this up into, for the most part, about 50 or 60 territories. Some locations would be great, like, you know, like say all the 5 boroughs in New York, but not anything outside of that, right? So that would be 2 territories. And then like all of Hawaii, that's 1 territory. All of Alaska, that's 1 territory. And then like Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, and military would all be another territory. So, but basically the idea is we end up with about 60 territories. Each territory would be $1,000, and it would be yours to distribute the parts in alone. And also other sales and stuff that, you know, projects that we run through the network. And you guys work with each other to buy, sell, and trade, to help one another, basically disrupt the audio industry and the consumer electronics industry in general. Let me see. Okay, oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so basically we divide up all the stuff. I end up with a controlling share because I think this still needs, you know, someone at the wheel. And also I haven't mastered it yet, but I want to master the import game. So as we've seen locally with like Wolfram, that can easily get mismanaged when you sell to another party. So if you don't know, Wolfram's kaput. So the guy, what's his name, Colin, had to, you know, all he did was borrow money from his parents or somebody like that, or his grandma or whatever, and then went to China, went shopping, made his money, and then sold to some guy who is not Colin. I'll say that. I won't say anything disparaging about anybody, because it's all rumor. I don't have any firsthand knowledge. So I want to prevent things like that. And that the same thing happened with the Dyer when Dan sold the Dyer back in '07. So Dan sold the Dyer to Perry. I think he owned Hemp Acoustics. He owned Hemp Acoustics up in Canada, and he went out and sold he pre-sold a gear. He took everybody's money ahead of time, and then he's like, I'm going back to Canada. And then everybody lost money. It was terrible. That was a clusterfuck. And so I don't want anything like that to happen. And so that means I have to stay involved and I have to stay engaged and guide you guys with the help of my mentors. So, but so anyways, so let's say we divide everything up. We raise the 60K. We get everything inventoried. It's all your guys's. You guys can then divide it up and trade between yourselves. And then I act as a distributor. If you want your share, we can ship it to you. If you want to keep it here and then just have it on credit, then like you have X amount of credit to use, you can use it like that. Now, what's great is that this is instantly going to be worth more than the money you're paying in, because I was like, how do I price all this stuff? And the best way that I can price it is China price. So I'm going to look up every single part and put down the China price, so that way you know what it costs to replace those parts. And then we go from there. And then of course there's going to be like a suggested wholesale price and then a suggested retail. Again, these are just parts. You gotta build a lot of this stuff, and we gotta basically clear out this inventory to make room for then to import products. And that's where I would, show up and go, guess what, guys? All that money you raised is now being put to good use, and then we can start distributing products. And then at that time, if you want to put your own brand on it, you can, to be more effective in your territory. Let's see. Okay, so once the territories and everything are divided up and everybody has their shares and everybody is their share of the goods, there's not going to be any stock or anything like that. And then that's where this comes in. So then I happen to control robotcoin.com, and so then we would do an ICO. And the ICO would then give you guys liquidity to then, then the possibility for that is the moon. Because then if people want to trade, the other thing is that you guys can then use the coin money to keep track. And everything is, open book, open ledger for you guys to, do what you need to do. But that would be basically, this would be the, I guess I've been watching Silicon Valley, this show. It's a really great show. I guess this would be fundraising rounds, something like that. I guess you could say a round of funding is what this is. So we're looking for equity partners and distribution partners. And then, I don't want to say public, but then we would go with the ICO, which would then offer other people to then invest in the ideas that we have established. And then that would make us all have the ability to be home and independent with our families, and have basically replicate what I've done here, which is an apprentice program and helping other people distribute and helping other people sell and things like that. So that's what I want to do with this. Everything that I've done, anybody can do. You just need some training and some discipline. I got some video ideas coming up to talk about more technical stuff, but also with sales, and also just my experience with a lot of high customer expectations. I'll share a brief story with you, which was my buddy Tom, who is the manager over at Ron's Tires on the 101, which is Price Road, and Guadalupe, over in, I think technically that's Tempe. So it's over in Tempe, and they had this guy come in, And you got to understand that I experience this probably 5 to 10 times a week. Younger guy, I think it was like a Honda Civic or something like that. They did an oil change on it. He said, here's the keys. There you go. It's all done, ready to go. Kid comes in and he just completely melts down. He's like, what did you do to my car? It doesn't move. It starts, it runs, it doesn't move. What is wrong? And then they go out there, and of course, the emergency brake was in place. And they said, well, the e-brake's in place. And the guy didn't even know what that was. He goes, what is that handle thing? I've been wanting to know what that handle thing was. Why is it up? It's not supposed to be up. So that level of naivete, lack of experience, is what I run into a lot. And so I want to help you guys be able to navigate that kind of stuff. You don't quite have to have the don't give a fuck attitude that I do, right? But I want to give you that, and that's the way you're able to have it if your bills are all paid and you're able to basically manage this and the sales and the repairs and things like that in your area. And it won't exclude you. Like, this is not just a you can only do robot, you can't do anything else. No, this robot is very flexible. We want you to be able to do anything you can so that you can stay home. The lifestyle that you will live that without a commute, with staying at home a lot and being online a lot in order to support yourself. It's very rewarding, and it's actually more work than a job. But you're at home with your family, so that's where you want to be, and that's why we all go to work in the first place. So, but thank you for your support. I'll have some more details, and we'll be starting the inventory this week. At least the stuff out here. Again, do not send any money yet. We want to make sure we have our ducks in a row, and so that everybody knows what's on the table, and then we can go from there. So, but it's a great morning. It's a great day. I'm getting caught up on orders. Thank you for your support, but I need more help. And so this is one way that you guys can help, is you can take some of this equipment off my hands. So I love you. I will talk to you later.